Welcome back to my MS journey. I'm going to talk about MRIs. With getting diagnosed, most neurologists or MS specialists, they could be the same, will order an MRI. I'm not a fan of MRIs. Even though I've been getting them once a year for the past 20 years, I am not a fan of them. Not that I'm claustrophobic, but if you talk to anybody else with MS, they're going to tell you straight up. They put this cage over your head. And you're supposed to be okay with that. But wait, they put a mirror right here so you can look up and see yourself in there. Nah, not a fan of that. Not only with the cage, they put this plastic, I have no idea what it is, like a plastic shield around your neck so they can do your cervical spine, which is a good way to get in deeper into your brain and neck, your nerves, your muscles, and it lets you know if you have any lesions. Lesions, like I explained before, the lesions are like the power cord. When the plastic comes off the power cord, the nerves show. So if you're going to take this cord again, my famous cord, and you take that off, the wire is going to show. With an MS lesion, again, the cord comes off, wire show. Now, when you get old lesions and or plaque is what they call it, plaque. Plaque means it's already damaged. You can't take any more myelin off of that. Well, one, because it's already deteriorated, that's why you can't. But I do have an image of an MRI with MS. You're going to see big white spots. That's an MRI with MS. And there's another image. Now, with looking at that one, that's a pretty bad one right there. Look at all that plaque. Now, if you see the plaque, and then this side has more plaque. Now, imagine having a relapse, which is a flare-up or a relapse. That plaque there, after you get the contrast and or dye, depends how you word it, it turns red on the MRI. That's an indication you're getting a flare-up. You know before they do if you're having a flare-up, by the way. With that being said, each layer will tell you in an MRI how deep your lesions are, your plaque. It also tells you if it's new lesions, new plaque. By looking at this one, that's old plaque. How do I know that's old plaque? I've seen my MRIs. Old plaque would be like just a white matter. If it's a new one, it's going to show you like a darker, like this one here. If you look right here, where it's darker, that's a new lesion. That's something you don't want. And you definitely don't want new lesions on your spinal cord. Once they start going down your spinal cord, usually means you're going to lose limitation to your lower limbs and or your upper limbs, meaning your arms and your legs. I personally walk with, I want to say like a little tilt. I don't even know how to describe my walk, because to me it's normal. If somebody's watching me walking, they're like, oh, she's drunk. Nah, it's just MS. But back to not a fan of them, not a fan of the MRIs. It's not that I'm claustrophobic, it's the cage. You have the cage, then you have the piece that goes around your neck. On top of that, most MS patients will go in for about 60 minutes straight. Let me tell you, it gets warm in there. And you hear this tick, 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 That's annoying. But you have to stay still. You can blink. You cannot open your mouth. Because once that starts and they find any indication of movement, they have to restart that course all over again. So usually I just close my eyes and go to sleep. I know with all that sound going on, but most MRIs will give you a headset. You can play music. Of course, I'm playing 80s music. Who would not? You can listen. You can bring your own music, or they have like Sirius XM radio on there. They have Spotify, at least where I go. But you tell them what you want to listen to, they have it there to play it with. And if you get hot, they will give you a fan that blows in the MRI on both ends. You're going to go into a tube. And then so you can have a fan on one side and on the other. You can't wear any metal, meaning no hearing aids, no glasses, no earrings, no necklaces, no bras if you're a female. Anything, nothing even like your wedding bands, engagement rings, whatever jewelry you wear in your hands. You can't have that on either. You can wear, like if you don't wear a hospital gown, you can go in with your t-shirt and leggings, tank top, cami, whatever you call them, shorts, underwear, but nothing whatsoever metal. Usually I just wear the hospital gown with my underwear, of course, and my socks. But it gets too hot in there. Hot. Because it's constantly spinning in circles while you're in this tube. Like I said, you have to stay still or you won't get a good reading. And they'll have to repeat the MRI. And then some people get contrast and or dye. I always get that. That's inserted through the IV, which they just prick you with a needle, which is a sub-Q, which is a tiny needle. Butterfly needle, baby needle, however way you want to word it. They put the dye in. Of course, with the dye, 90% of the people know what I'm talking about. It makes you feel like you wet yourself. So you're like, is it the dye or did I wet myself? So mind over matter, you're feeling down there. They're used to it, so they know what you're doing. They're like, no, it's just a contrast. After you get the contrast, that test lasts about half hour. So you're going back in the MRI and getting another test done. So more tick, 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 tick. You'll hear that a lot. But like I said, I've been having them for 20 years. I probably can give an MRI by now, but I'm not licensed to. I'm not a fan of them after all these years. It's just because you're all closed in. You usually have the shield on your head, but they put these little spacers on both sides of your face and a strap, mind you, across your forehead. You don't have to move. And if they give you a little call button, you always get the call button. If you can't handle it, whatever reason, press that button. They're amazing. They will help you. They're there to help you. Not laugh at you, not judge you, but to help you. Press that call button. Machine stops instantly, and you're coming out of the MRI. I've had to do that a couple times because I was like, oh, why am I still in here? I heard 6 songs. I know how many minutes I've been in here. I count the songs. If I don't fall asleep. Again, MRIs aren't as bad, but if you're claustrophobic, they could be. You have any questions whatsoever about an MRI? Comment below. Be more than happy to help you. Again, thanks for following my journey.